Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. I got another Master Duel video for you. Coming at you with Mitsurugi Yummy this time. I'm going to be trying this deck out on Ranked Ladder. This is my day one build, and it is day one at the time that I am recording this. So, yep, here we are on Ranked, and we're going to do some live games. We'll do a more thorough deck breakdown towards the end. I think I'm about to jump right on into it. As always, want to give a huge thanks to all of our Patreon subscribers and YouTube members, who, the YouTube members getting this content early, Patreon subscribers get their own content over on Patreon. Links below if you're interested in checking any of that out. So we're going to be going second for this duel here. Always good to get some practice in for that. Now, we are only on 14 hand traps, not on a 42 card deck, so hopefully we open at least a couple of hand traps here. Ooh, we got Fuelos and Ash Blossom. Looks like everything else is going to be on the Mitsurugi side here, so we may need to go into Zombie Vamp, but we'll see how things play out. Okay, so they are going to go Engraver Discard. I don't really feel a need to Ash Blossom that. I think I'll use the Fuelos once the Allure hits the board, and if they stop that... Oh, here we go. When this card is activated, you can add one Allure Queen monster or Allure Palace from deck to hand. Okay, that I think I might actually end up Ash Blossoming. The Engraver kind of felt like bait there, possibly for this. And we can still use the Fuelos against the Allure here, once that hits the board. The Allure Queen stuff I'm not the most familiar with, but I'm pretty sure that does end on a monster negate, so I'd like to stop that. What I was going to say is that if they stop the Fuelos, we'll use the Ash Blossom against the Requiem, but... Okay, they have an Ash Blossom. Yeah. So they're going to be ending on Fabled stuff here. Hopefully nothing else. They've only got 2 other cards in hand, so ideally we're just going to be looking at dealing with like a Caesar or a Desiree or something. Maybe like Caesar plus SP. But let's just see how things pan out here. So no Yummy starters in our hand, but we have multiple Mitsurugi lines here, which I'm liking to see here. And of course, again, we could always potentially go into Zombie Vamp here. Yeah, at this point, we're just going to wait and see what they do with their Fiendsmith line. Because they could still go into Caesar and then pivot into another engine. Really hoping that's not the case. This is the kind of thing that I'm always thinking about as my opponent's comboing on turn 1. I know it's kind of a meme of like, what do you do when your opponent's comboing? Like... And, I mean, I'll be honest, there's a lot of time I'm watching YouTube or listening to a podcast while I play, and that does occupy a lot of my attention. But in a tournament, or, you know, quote-unquote, ideally on Ranked Ladder, what you're doing during your opponent's turn 1 is paying attention to their plays and thinking about how you're going to pivot around that. Looks like they're going into Desiree here. So that kind of inclines me to think they're going to... Ooh. Torque Tune Gear. Oh, are they going to make... No, okay, they're just going to go into... They are going to go into Little Knight and then Desiree pass. I was wondering if they were going to sync for a 10. I was like, this is going to be like a Baron into something else or something, but... Okay, Little Knight Desiree. With a hand like this... Might not be the worst, plus a face-down card. Okay. With any luck, we'll just rip a Yummy monster off the top of our deck. Another Prayers. Definitely not ideal. Okay, so they don't have any cards in hand, so we don't really have to droll in Lockbird, or play around droll and Lockbird here, rather, by Prayers during the draw phase. And there's a decent shot they'll just negate this pre-prep, so let me see this real quick. Okay, they're not negating pre-prep. So we're gonna add Mirror, and of course Habakiri. Let's go Habakiri, Saji, Ritual. Let's do all that first. Just see if we can bait something out here. Desiree can only negate cards on the field, so yeah, there's not really a likelihood of them chaining to that. You know, because we already have the Murakumo in hand, we could even think about summoning a Habakiri from our hand, which actually you wouldn't normally do first. Well, let's just see if this resolves first. They might like call by or something here. What are they thinking about? Like, You can't Desiree negate. Little Knight doesn't do anything here, so you gotta be thinking about using your face down card, right? Is it gonna be called by? That would be the most likely thing I think they would chain here. Just thinking for a moment. You know what I could do? I could ritual summon out the Murakumo from hand first. Yeah, you know what? And then when they go to Desiree it, I can dodge with prayers. Let's do it that way. So we're gonna summon from hand. Again, check the combo guide to see how you would normally combo on turn 1. Normally you would summon... Okay, they're just gonna... Really? They're just gonna concede? I mean, we'll definitely take that. I guess they really weren't that confident in their end board. I was really hoping to have to actually play through that a little bit more, but again, I mean, we'll definitely take that. But yeah, normally if you follow the combo line, you would summon from deck first. But in that situation, because we had Murakumo in hand, we can definitely just summon it from hand. And not only that, we also get to send Aramasa and Kusanagi. Kusanagi, of course, wheeling back the ritual, and then Aramasa gives us an extra search. That doesn't really do anything, it's just another Habakiri, but better than nothing, right? Yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right on into the next game here. Ooh, it's a rank up game. Didn't even notice. Legit didn't even notice. Just kind of been breezing through with Yummy. So we lost the coin flip and we're going first. So I'm thinking about Tenpai, I'm thinking about Sky Striker. It could be, you know, quote unquote pure Gem Knight. Well, not even quote unquote, it is just pure Gem Knight, but... Okay, interesting. So we open with the surprise. Oh no, did I put in the wrong field spell? I think I might have put in the wrong field spell. I think this is supposed to be Minion. Okay, that is probably, hopefully gonna be fine. I mean, we're just gonna have to use Yummy Surprise summon back the cookie, right? Not ideal, but I'll do it. I put the wrong field spell in my deck. It's so brutal. All right. Yeah, we'll just go for the Cup C. That's this one. And if they negate, I'll probably just concede here, but okay. So maybe we're not totally SOL just yet. Well, we are though, aren't we? Because we're not going to have enough bodies. Well, okay, let's just keep playing. Well, we'll get an extra body here, right? I haven't summoned... Well, yeah, of course I haven't summoned Lollipo. I normal summoned Cookie. I'm just going to add Lollipo anyway. Is this actually going to be fine? This might end up being fine. There is a world where this ends up being fine. If you control Link 1 or a level 2 Synchro, which is going to be Gravity Controller. Okay, so... There's Sorrow Cat, now Herald in the EMZ, specifically in the EMZ, because we need to be able to make Gravity Controller. Which I am going to do now. Alright, now Herald F. Take the Habakiri. And we'll start doing this stuff. Yeah, Saji. And Tribute. And Saji F. Add the Ritual. And then we're going to summon from deck first, because we're just following the turn 1 combo line right now. Summon from deck, okay. Going to be Murakumo, tributing the Habakiri in hand. Alright, Habakiri effect. This will add Mirror. I remember that. Well, I would hope. Alright, Mirror F. We're going to tribute the Murakumo, summon the Habakiri from the yard. Alright, and now Murakumo gets to revive. Gonna add prayers. And special summon. Okay, now at this point, because we're going to use the Habakiri later to make IP. So let's go into our Lollipo Yummy. And then, let's see. So, Lollipo Yummy Way. I'm just thinking here. To revive 2. And then we can put 1 in the EMZ. And then that's how we can make room. Alright, F. Oh yeah, I gotta remember, we're not getting a field spell buff, so I should summon these in defense mode. We're gonna summon these 2 back. And then can make the other Snatchy. No, we're not gonna make the other Snatchy. We'll make the IP. We're gonna do that with 2 of these, and then make the Sorrow Cat, and then that should be it, right? Oh my god, having the wrong field spell just totally threw me off here. Okay, here's IP. Yeah, we can make the Sorrow Cat. Or not make, but summon back the Sorrow Cat, putting back the Herald. And then now we go into the Herald. Okay, so we were good. Even though we had the wrong field spell, we're still actually good here. Yeah, I got tripped up for a second because I was thinking to myself, like, wait, where does Yummy Snatchy come into the end board? But we're going to revive it off the Lollipo. We end on the IP. Okay, so let's see. We have the Murakumo negate. We have the Herald negate. Herald Omni effect is online. Of course, we have the surprise. Sequencing is going to be really important here. Well, okay, so there's the Lava Golem. But funnily enough, that actually tributed, which is really cute. So now we can go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. And we'll actually get to keep a Murakumo negate up. Although I don't really have a way of getting it... Should I have not done that? Well, I can still tribute it with prayers and then revive and get the board wiped that way. Yeah, we're good, we're good. I don't like how this fills up my main monster zones, so we're gonna have to use the Herald of the Arclight before we go into yummy stuff. See, we're gonna get prayers, so that's gonna get a monster search. So I'm probably just gonna add another prayers here, I guess. Would be the best thing. Great Purification is not going to do anything until, like, turn 4, if the game even goes on that long. Crimson Firewing Pegasus. Is this burned? If your opponent controls more monsters than you can do, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, inflicts up damage to your opponent equal to the chain link number times 300. Also, this card cannot be destroyed by effects activated before this one in this chain. Good to know. So firing off the prayers on Murakumo to try to pop that would not have done anything there, because they would have just chained, burned me, and then this would have been destroyed. End of the main phase. Yeah, that's fine. Are they going to battle over the Herald here? Do they know what they're gonna do? They might not. Oh, we can attack directly. Is that part of its effect? Oh, and if it does, you can attack directly this turn. Sure. Yeah, that's annoying because it's burn, but it's probably gonna have to be fine, right? I could bounce it with Yummy Surprise, but that's like not the greatest use of that card. This is fine. I'll take it. Hopefully I don't regret that. There's a world where I regret that. And it's very possible we live in that world. But I can't imagine Chainburn caring much about the lingering floodgate effect here. Okay, so 5750. Lava Golem's gonna put me down to 4750. When they go to use their first burn card, we can use Murakumo, force them to discard. They'll be down to 2. 2 cards left. We can negate one of the following with Herald. Meaning we're going to get burned by like 2 cards. 4750 between 2 cards is quite a bit to ask for. Can this bounce any card? 2 cards your opponent controls. Sick. So potentially during the end phase, we could even use Yummy Surprise to bounce face down cards. Okay, yeah, so that was my thought process that I was about to get to right there, is we're going to use Herald of the Arclight negate on the first card they activate. That'll free up our monster zones so that we can use Lollipo Yummy Way to actually summon Yummy monsters out of the yard. And then from there, yeah, if they try to set, like, you know, stuff like Secret Barrel, Just Desserts, Chain Strike, etc., we can simply, during the end phase, anything they set, or at least 2 of the things they set, we can bounce back with the Yummy Surprise. So, yeah, that's... I scared myself with that field spell. Let me go ahead and change that before I forget to. And ranking up while we're at it, that's cool. Yeah, let me go ahead and change that out. But hey, at least if nothing else, I demonstrated that we are in fact able to combo, even if you play the wrong field spell like me. Yeah, because it's up here with all the other yummy stuff that I crafted. That's why I thought it was that one. Okay, okay. Here we go. Mignon. That's the one we want. Should we try one more duel? Why not? Let's try one more duel. This time, they're on the rank up game. And we're losing the coin flip again. I think we lost the coin flip all... Wait, did that burn opponent choose to go... Was that... Am I thinking of the right game here? Did the burn opponent choose to go second? Okay. Well, that's a really good opening hand to be going second with. We got Fua, Ash Blossom, and Imperm, plus a Yummy Monster, plus another card, so we are going to combo off of that. It's going to be Dracotail Malulu. Do I want to Imperm or do I want to Fualos? So if I Imperm, I'm still going to have to deal with Malulu on my turn. I kind of want to Fualos. Plus, if they Ash Blossom, then I might be a little more inclined to chain Imperm to that. Okay, Fualos is resolving. Yeah, like I said, with a hand like this especially, I really don't want to deal with this Malulu on their turn. Because, like, let's say I just top deck another hand trap, right? If they set up their chain links right, they could have potentially used the Malulu. Wow, we're definitely going to want to Imperm this Arthelian here. They could have used Malulu to negate one of my monsters. Would they even get the timing for that, though? I don't know, actually. Okay, so we can Ash Blossom Rahu, we can Imperm this Arthelian. So I feel pretty good, especially top decking Prayers is a really good top deck there. They bounce their own Arthelian? Wait, hold on a second. So they activated Arthelian to put their own Arthelian back into the extra deck. I might not even Imperm that. I think that's actually just fine, yeah. I thought they were about to add back, like, I don't even know what they're going to add back. I really don't know why Lubellion got sent at all there, personally, but to each their own, I suppose. So they sent Ketu. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but they already normal summoned. Well, they can just add 5 mana, right? We're still going to Ash Blossom the Rahu here. Oh, right, they can't fuse off Ketu because I don't control monsters, duh. Okay, so yeah, that's not that. Well, they can still add 5 mana, though, is the thing. But I'm still going to Ash Blossom the Rahu so they don't end up sending from the deck to the graveyard. They added Lucius. That's perfect. I don't know why you wouldn't get 5 mana there, but that is completely fine with me. Their hands Malulu, Lucius, and 2 unknown cards, right? Should be 2 unknown? Do we know the other 2? They didn't add back the Lubellion, because they bounced their own Arthelion. Yeah, okay, so we don't know the other 2. Lucius, Malulu, and 2 unknown cards. Alright, so we're definitely going to want to dodge Droll with this Prayers. Cupsy is actually not a bad top deck. I'm going to lead with Mitsurugi stuff. We're going to get hit with the Maxi during the draw phase, huh? Ah, that's really annoying, because now they can draw into 5 mana. But I kind of think I just have to go for it here. Okay, so with that in mind, is it actually better to begin with Mitsu stuff, or should I begin with Yummy stuff? So if I normal summon Cupsy, Cupsy adds Surprise. Link into... You know what? Let's try to just do a Mignon OTK, and then hopefully we can get that in before they top deck. Let me just see if this resolves. Okay. Okay, so wait, let me think for a second. So I need 4 Yummy monsters to OTK with Mignon, right? If I add another Yummy monster here instead of Surprise, then I could Link Revive. I think that's the way to do it off the lowest number of draws here, I think. I think I actually don't add Surprise. I think I add, like, Marshmallow or something instead. Well, let's get Lollipo. Because if we're not getting... Okay, yeah, this looks weird, but I think this is actually right. I'm so tense right now. Oh, that was good. That was good. Good stuff. Love to see it. If all else fails, all you need is the Mignon plus the 4 Yummy monsters, and it definitely helps when you have the right field spell in your deck. So sick. We'll definitely save that duel, and then let me show you the deck list real quick before we finish off here. This is still going to be the same as my day 1 deck list. I think the only difference is I might have dropped 1 Imperm for a second Ghost Spell. But otherwise, this is the same. So one of the biggest, or rather most frequent responses I got to showing off Mitsurugi Yummy combos is why the Zombie Vampire and why not your Sky Striker package, right? Well, it would help if I put a space there. The Sky Striker package, of course, consisting of the Camellia to dump the Hornet Drones and then the Kagari in order to add it back. And that is a guaranteed way to go from Mitsurugi into Yummy, which is definitely good. So why then the Zombie Vampire instead? 2 major reasons. One is the fact that this only takes 1 extra deck slot instead of 2, plus an additional main deck slot for the Hornet Drones and however many engages you want to play. Granted, I will concede this point, that it's actually not that big of a deal to flex that in, Because the Hornet drones, even if you just add it in here as a 43rd card, that is actually still just another starter. The extra deck slots are a little bit more of a demand. Of course, we would drop the Zombie Vampire. The other thing you could probably drop is either Dynamundo or the Gorgon of Xylophthoniya. These are both very optional. I like having the toolboxy stuff in the extra deck, but it's definitely not needed. So I will definitely concede that point, that it's not like we're super hurting for room. I personally just didn't want to flex the space in. But the other thing I actually really like about the Zombie Vampire is this card is great for baiting out hand traps and also for getting information on your opponent's deck. So there are a good amount of times where, like, let's say you open Habakiri, but you also open like a Cupsy or something. You could still use your Sky Striker, I almost said, Mitsurugi engine to go into Zombie Vampire, and then if your opponent sees you with Zombie Vamp and the EMZ trying to activate it, they'll likely throw out a Valor, Ash Blossom, Imperm, whatever to try to stop it. If they didn't, you know, use any of those disruptions already up to that point. And at that stage, you can still link it into Gravity Controller and then summon the Cupsy Yummy from hand. The number of times you're going to open Habakiri and no other starters at all is going to be pretty minimal. And like I said, I kind of just didn't want to devote more space to multiple cards that aren't going to come up super duper often. That said, I completely understand folks who would rather have the guaranteed way to go into the Yummy stuff off Mitsurugi, and I definitely don't think it's bad. It really was just more of a preference thing for me, and honestly, there's a pretty decent possibility that I'll even end up trying it out in the near future anyway, so just wanted to clarify on that. But yeah, otherwise, I think this build is relatively standard. It's funny how Aramasa and Kusanagi are actually really optional in this deck. You wouldn't think that of many Mitsurugi builds, but I still like having them for that first duel we played, right? That was a scenario where I was going to use the Aramasa and the Kusanagi. Basically, if you open Murakumo, it's really good to have some good cards to be able to send off the ritual from your deck. But yeah, I don't think there's too much else to explain that I haven't already said in my combo guide. That's going to be linked down in the description below if you're interested in checking that out for some more info. But yeah, I think that's going to go ahead and do it. So thank you so very much for watching, especially all the way to the end. It's an excellent way to support the channel. And like I said, I greatly appreciate it. But I extra appreciate our Patreon subscribers and YouTube members who we're going to thank in the end credits now. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the very end of the video, which by the way is one of the best ways to support the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, take a look at the names on screen. These are folks who have been so generous as to either join as a YouTube member or subscribe over on patreon.com/Hexlex to support. There's also perks for doing so. If you would like to see YouTube videos early, as well as some exclusive videos that get uploaded to YouTube, but for one reason or another I decide not to publish, definitely go ahead and hit that join button to see content early, as well as some exclusive content. If you're looking for more exclusive content, over on patreon.com, I upload exclusive videos that are not posted on YouTube just about every single day. Whether you choose to subscribe over on Patreon, join as a YouTube member, or simply continue to watch, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. But for now, this is Hexlex. I am signing out, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.